right, everybody, let's get things underway and hopefully some more people will join us in a few moments. I know it's very busy after school this time of the day. So we want to keep this super fun and light and hands-on for you all. We are going to be looking at Adobe Express for Education today. So you will need to be logged into your account. You should all have one using your Glow details. Or if you're not Scottish and you've joined this session, then you've got your accounts from C2K, from Hub, or through your schools or your trust. So what we're going to look at today is using generative AI tools that are built into Adobe Express to really enhance some digital literacy, to look at some creative skill building for your students, and get them experiencing and giving feedback to a tool that is making such a difference to the world around us. If you don't know me, I am Nicole O'Connor. I'm an education evangelist, and my good colleague and friend Emma should be here. She just popped off, but she's hopefully coming back on, and let her introduce herself.
I'm here. I'm just helping others get access. There's some link issues. If that's the case, just send them to my email. There's a couple going around, so I will help people in the background to get access. So my name is Emma. I'm an education specialist. I work with the rest of the team. I do quite a lot of content creation and design work in my spare time for fun. I know, would you believe I have time? But yeah, really looking forward to looking at all the stuff and introducing, sort of hear more about what you guys are looking for. And if there's anything there in the background that you're interested in finding out more, feel free to pop it into the chat.
Yes, Emma's going to woman the chat for me throughout this, which is fantastic. So what I would like to focus on first is that within Adobe Express for Education, it has been purposefully designed, even the interface of it has been intentionally designed to develop and support the 4 Cs. So critical thinking, we want students to develop the language and those iterative creative thinking skills, such as through using text to image, text effects, generative fill, insert objects, remove objects, so on and so forth. I'll show you all of them in just a few moments. We want students to collaborate. We want them to be able to collaborate live with each other and see each other's work. And also for communication, we want them to be able to comment to each other and give feedback and really practice some of those 21st century skills that we want students to have. And then also use the teacher can give feedback that way as well, which is fantastic. So it's all built into the product. And then, of course, our favorite, creativity. We have a slight bias for that since we do a lot of the Adobe Creative Educator courses, this being one. So if you don't have your ACE Level 1 badge, you can get your badge at the end of this course with us today. So we're looking at creative skills through things like our guided activities, which have been purposely built to develop that digital literacy and creative thinking. There's loads of templates, so we don't need to have that fear of the blank canvas, which often holds us back from getting creative. But you can, of course, create from scratch, which is a great way to get loads of different perspectives and get children to express their learning and share ideas in lots of new ways, which is totally unique to students. Now, we are here today talking exclusively about generative AI. That's the main focus. These are some things that are very important for you to know. First of all, there are guardrails put into the generative AI tools in Adobe Express for Education, which means that it will encourage appropriate use. So I've had this with pupils in the past where we've been teaching about the human body and then they wanted to create a text effect that was blood and it didn't allow it. But I thought that was quite appropriate. So then we just did a little ethical hack and did red ketchup or red ink or paint splatters, so on and so forth, because it suited. So there, of course, will be ways that students could get certain content generated for them, but that's where it comes down to you as the educator ensuring that there is, appropriate messaging and you're teaching explicit prompting skills, what you want students to be able to create, and modeling that with them. One of the important things to note is that Adobe does not use any student or teacher projects to train any of its generative AI models. And that's basically because we don't need to. Adobe have a great relationship with loads of content creators who they compensate for helping train their AI models. And then also you have these content credentials. Essentially, whenever you post content on social media and you've used Adobe Firefly, which is the name of the AI model in Adobe Express, then it will come up with that little transparency mark to let people know that you've used generative AI. So again, it's all about making the internet a safer space for all of us and to ensure that we're using AI responsibly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you, give you a little teaser of some of the things that we can do with the AI features in Express, and then we're going to go and get stuck in. Throughout our projects today, I'll demonstrate the skills once and then Emma will repeat the skills. So you'll get to see it twice. So if you prefer maybe like watching a demo first, then you will have that opportunity. So you can watch me and then Emma will repeat the steps again, just so that we all move along together. So first up, you can generate coloring in pages. So in the drawing tool, which is a slightly simpler canvas than our all-in-one editor in Adobe Express, you only have 4 buttons on the toolbar down the left-hand side, for example. You just go to templates and you can start generating a coloring in page. Now that might sound like, okay, that's quite basic, but what a great way to get our early years students involved. But the great thing about generating a colouring in page this way is that you colour inside the lines all the time, which I just think is so clever. You can see this one being used for like a map of Europe, and it's not going to be perfect. That's where I always get students to go in and give feedback if they think that it could be better or if it could be improved or if they really liked it. So let's have a little look at doing that skill now. So over in Adobe Express for Education, you should see the words for education in the top left corner, and you should have this interface. If you have something that looks slightly different, you might need to log out and log back in via Google or Microsoft to ensure that you're on your education account via Glow. When you're here, you can see drawing is right underneath animate your voice, this little pencil, and it says browse templates, but we're not going to browse the templates, we're going to generate a template. So you just click into there and it will open up a little square canvas, and I can go, you see it's automatically in templates, and I can start generating this coloring in page. Now for today, I'm going to generate like a book cover or a book character, and I'm going to turn that into, you're going to use lots of AI throughout and turn that into a book cover and maybe even then a book review by the end of our session. So first of all, I need a character. Does anyone want to give me one? Do we want to get this chat lively and see if we can get a few ideas together? No,
Creature, character, an idea. We
I
want
lost
the
someone saying that. So somebody was like, no, interactivity? Absolutely not. Must run. Thanks, Martin. A monkey astronaut? Absolutely sounds possible. So let's say a monkey astronaut in space. And I'm just going to keep my prompt very simple because, again, this is going to be like a key stage 1 or younger and early years style of drawing. So it's not going to be like adult mindfulness with lots and lots of detail. It's maybe only going to focus on one subject for your colouring in page. That's so cute. I love this. Look at how cute he is. So I'm just going to go up to the brushes. And this is where you start having lots of fun and you go, do you know what? I could do a wee bit of this every week. Children love these brushes, and a lot of these brushes have come from our pro tool, Fresco. Those guys are lovely over there, so they've given us loads of these amazing brushes, and you can scale up and down the size of it, and then just start colouring in. And you'll notice there I'm staying inside the lines, and although there's no fill button, if you make your brush size really big, then you can basically colour it in pretty quickly. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to keep colouring in my little monkey astronaut in the background. And
great.
Emma, I'm interested to see what you're going to do.
Yes, so I'm going to take over and I'm actually going to show it from the iPad perspective so that you can kind of see where some of the nuance differences are. So I'm just going to share my screen and hopefully that kind of takes over everything.
There we go.
Can you see my screen now?
We sure can.
Super. So this is my iPad. It looks near enough identical to the one that Nicole is using on the browser. It's just some of the placements of some of the apps go a bit differently just because of the aspect ratio of the different screens that we're using. So whilst my drawing just isn't directly down under there, I might need to scroll on this section here, or sometimes I just go straight up to the plus You know, if I can't find anything and it's going to take me a minute to scroll, I just go to the plus in the top left-hand corner and I go to this little search bar and I search for any of the tools that I need there. So let's just go to drawing. And there is my drawing there. Again, you don't need to go into the worksheet one, although it doesn't matter if you accidentally click that one. So I'm going to go in this way through drawing and just says browse templates, but it brings you all to the same canvas and the same template. Just might take a wee second. There we go. And again, let's go over here to the templates button on the left and to generate a coloring page. We really want that U to come back into coloring, but let's click on this one for now. And give me another idea. What other ideas do we have that we want to kind of test out and see?
I want to say a car driving on a rainbow.
Car driving on a rainbow. Okay, we love rainbows in Ireland. There's always gold at the end of it. But at the very bottom, let's click on generate. Always look for the purple button to activate all of this. And again, what kind of car? Could have probably put it like a, you know, Mercedes or an Audi or something, Ferrari, Lamborghini.
It it mightn't have brand names because of
Might
copyright.
not. It might not. You're very right. So here are my choices. So again, this is where like your prepositions really come into play with like the language skills that you're teaching students, because they'll look at this one and go, that's not on a rainbow. That's like underneath the rainbow, or this isn't even on a rainbow at all. So again, you have all of those little choices. I'm actually going to go for this one down here in the corner. So tap on it. It'll like refresh your system. The brushes, everything near enough is exactly the same. It's just might be placed a wee bit differently than you're used to on the different bits. So I'm going to go down. I always love the rainbow paintbrushes, and you can kind of tap and hold in there. Ooh, let's see. Again, you can spend so much. You could spend loads of time just kind of playing away here, and you can zoom in. So the great thing about the iPad is that you can pinch to zoom. So using all of those little features to kind of get in closer, color another little side, make little patterns. And then you start to identify, especially with these brushes, what direction kind of gets you all the nice texture. So if I just want all that nice color, you know, just kind of do it a certain direction, a certain way, you know, like so, just to kind of get, I just want all the pink bits perhaps. But you can play around, explore that. That's the purpose of today is as well, to kind of introduce you and give you a wee bit of time to kind of explore those little options. There we go.
Time, we don't know what that is.
Yeah.
That's a luxury in education, right? Um, but Emma, I wonder if you could just show how, if we weren't using one of those brushes, just how we could change the
Hmm.
color of a regular brush.
That's super because
Um,
this is not an accurate rainbow. So and also when you're looking at the layers, there's only 4 layers, so it's probably definitely not an accurate rainbow. So let's go here. I'm going up at the very top. So if you go through, if you let me just kind of get my little mouse. So you'll notice here is that they've got like a little tab of headers here, which kind of explain the different types of brushes that you can select. So if you want certain textures, you want to just go with standard ones, they're all here. And there's some little like lines and decorative ones at the bottom. Some really great good ones for the likes of Halloween, little cats and things. But I'm pretty happy with the basic, just to kind of show you the basic tools. So you can decide on any and tap on any of the brushes. You can see the little black line around it. And up at the top, you have your colors. And if those don't suit, select the little slider button. And then you can go to custom and select the entire rainbow of colors there. So for example, if I wanted to start with the purple color at the very top, I can just go and select it. The left changes to showcase that I've made those changes. And I just need to make sure that I tap in between the black lines just to make sure that I'm picking the right colors or I'm going in the right area. So if I get my finger or accidentally click in this car, it's going to think that I'm trying to color in the car. Okay.
sure. Brilliant.
So
Thank you so much. So what we're going to do now is hopefully you've colored in something on your coloring in page, and it's okay if it's not completely finished. Like I haven't finished the sky for my monkey astronaut here, but I'm going to move on and just export this one because we're going to combine it with generate image in a little second. So first of all, like every good egg should, I'm going to rename in the top left hand corner where it says untitled, and I'm going to call this my monkey astronaut super creative Done, just hit enter to save that name. And now I'm going to download as a PNG, not as a transparent PNG. It's automatically on transparent PNG because I don't have anything filled in my background, but I want a PNG. And that's quite important. So make sure you download as a PNG if you're playing along with us. So Emma, do you want to just repeat those steps?
Sorry, just dealing with some emails. No.
Oh, no worries, that's okay. Well,
So
I'll
what was
repeat.
it again? Well,
No,
download
it's
as a
okay.
PNG? No, I've got
You,
it. I've got it. Of course, of course. Let me just get you here. Lovely. So, also in the background, we're dealing with some new links and new systems. So if you got different links and systems, that's a bit of my fault. So apologies on that one. So again, I haven't finished my red car here, so just to kind of show you. But what I have done just as a bit of a quick fix here, because I really want that car to be red, I've just increased the size of my paintbrush and brought it all the way up so that when I do one little dot and just do this, it's all done in a jiffy. Okay, so you could do something like that very quickly in the background. So I'll just do the last bit there. Say I want that the green. Nicole's like, I've asked you to do PNG, not this. So I just want to get my rainbow there just to kind of show you very quickly how you can kind of get creative. So up
you
at the
wee
very top,
perfectionist.
up at the very top, you can just see the download there and the little symbol with the box and the arrow. So if we tap on this, this is what I want. I want to be able to download this as a PNG. And I believe it doesn't matter which, it's
It
transparent or
does.
normal.
You definitely need a PNG, not transparent.
Great. Somebody else was listening, so I'm just testing you, Nicole. So we've got here the difference between transparent and PNG, and we want the normal PNG, so we keep the background there. Okay.
Yeah.
And if I click on download, it will then just download straight into your photos, into your camera roll, like so.
There we go. And then to go back to the Adobe Express homepage, all you do is click the A in the top left corner. So click
Or
the A
tap,
or tap,
tap it,
yes,
or tap, click or tap.
either or. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that drawing and use it as a reference image for then my next step where I'm going to generate an image. I'm really looking forward to showing you this one because this one always dazzles and delights pupils in particular. So we can get into the all-in-one editor through any of these buttons at the top. We could create a graphic, we could make a video. We can also go to the plus. I'm actually going to go to the plus. So I'm going to go to the plus at the top because I want it to be a square because my drawing, our colouring in was the shape of a square. So I'm going to go plus and square so that I have the exact same aspect ratio as my drawing. Now you see that if this is your first time in Adobe Express, you see that now I've got like quite a lot of buttons in my toolbar down the left-hand side. But you'll maybe have noticed one of the buttons near the very bottom is called Generative AI. That's where we're going to be hanging out a lot today. So I'm going to click on that one and I'm going to go to Generate Image. Now, again, I'm going to show this once and then Emma will show it again. So if you want to just watch me doing this first step, this first run through, then Emma will go through it and you can do it click by click with her. I'm going to generate an image in the size of a square because again, I had a square drawing and I've chosen a square canvas. So I want a square image to generate. And first of all, what I have is my prompt box. So it's a little different than a search engine. We're not searching the Adobe stock library here. We're going to prompt Firefly to create something unique for us. And it will always be unique. Even if you do the exact same prompt as me, you will get slightly different variations. Next, what we have are these things called reference images. And if you hover over the eye on reference images, it tells you what they do. So if you attached a reference image here, such as this glamorous lady, but your prompt up here was a cup of tea, then that's the image that you would get. What we're going to use today is a composition reference image, where if we gave the reference image of eggs, but our prompt was raspberry flavored ice cream scoops, then we would get this image on the right. So I'm going to click composition and I'm going to find my monkey astronaut, which will be in my downloads folder if you're on a browser, or it'll be in your camera roll if you're on an iPad. And I can see it's popped in my little monkey astronaut here. Next, what I can do is look at content type. So I want this to be photorealistic. Do I want this to be graphic or do I want it to be art? For my book cover that I'm making here, I want it to be graphic. And then I have some styles and filters and edits I can do. But you'll notice that my generate button has been grayed out because I don't have a prompt yet. So I have to prompt it first. So I'm basically going to say what exactly I want here. So I would like a monkey astronaut flying. Oh, astronaut spelt funny there. And that's actually important to say is that spelling is important in this part because Firefly doesn't want you to be um, generating anything that it inappropriate. You know, you can't do a cheeky little misspelling to try and get something. It has to be spelled correctly. However, if you do color versus color, you know, Americanisms and localizations aren't important. So a monkey astronaut flying through a galaxy filled with stars. Why not? And then I'm going to click generate. So we generated a colouring in page, coloured it in quite quickly. Then we are using that colouring in page as a composition reference in Generate Image. So this is two generative AI skills and features within Adobe Express. And again, they're so cute. So again, you're going to get four options to choose from. Oh, super cute. And I can scale this up now to fill the entire background for me. Do you know what? I think this one's pretty good. He's a cute little guy, and I like kind of this rainbow galaxy going on behind him. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. Emma, let's fling it over to you and this car on a rainbow. Oh, you're on mute.
Super. So in the background there, I think that composition tool aspect is really cool. And so in the background, I've had this idea for a while, so I might test it out in a second and show you. So hopefully you guys are with me. You're all on the home page. If not, just tap on that little rainbow way. It brings you back to the home page, and we can do it the same way as Nicole through the plus. So up at the very top, let's go to plus. I'm happy enough with a square. We're going to start off on that one again to match the ratios. And then at the very bottom, I don't have the that new button placement for the generate image is changing all the time. So mine's is still under the media tab. This might be the same for you. So under media, I have my generate image button right here. Okay. And again, just to bear that in mind, we're getting loads of different, because the product is still quite new, we're getting lots of feedback and lots of opinions. So there's some changes that you'll find. So if you have any input, please let us know and we can let the product team know. So tap on generate image and tap on the square element. I'm going to grab my composition here and go straight into the plus and into my photo library. And as you can see, I was looking for some little kind of 2D shape monsters that I think you could really use this composition tool with as a little activity with your early years. But I'm going to go with my car. Let's press on done and bring it in as a composition. And let's figure out what way I want to re-describe this. So for example, I want a red magical car that is driving on a rainbow. High in the sky. Oh, high in the sky with birds and a hot air balloon.
Oh.
Hot air balloon. Okay. Um, the sky is magical too. I quite like magic. I'm totally into fantasy and sci-fi. So again, you can always add and add more details into that. So I'm going to go with graphic this time. And as I scroll down, this is I always like these little hot air balloons that you see here because they've got loads of different kind of techniques and little effects that you can look at. So if you wanted this, for example, to look like an oil painting or use a palette knife, you've also got little effects there like this bioluminescent, which is the one that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go into there because it looks like it's glowing and a neon, and I'm going to click on generate. So again, you don't need to use them, but you can if you want to kind of work towards a very specific style. So here we have this is generating, and while this is generating, I can just tap and drag those little nodes to make my image as big as the page can take me. And there, isn't that just class? That is really cool.
It's amazing. Whilst you're there, will you show feedback for me.
hmm So again, if you're looking here, if you're kind of zooming in and you say, "Oh, these birds are not birds," like that's not how a bird's meant to fly, or you notice anything about the birds that don't appear to be correct, this doesn't look like a bird if I zoom in. It looks like a, a cucumber with wings, to be honest. So if this isn't generating the way that it should, and that's a good thing, because we don't want AI to take over everything just quite yet. But in your results, in the four results, you'll notice that every tile or little thumbnail that I kind of hover over, you get the three little dots. So on the three dots in the more column, you can submit feedback. So I can click on this going, actually, it's not great. I don't really like it. It's not relevant to or it's on distorted results probably is a good one. So I can
Mhm.
maybe look at this, drag it down and says and type in the birds did not generate fully and don't appear to look like birds I know of, and then hit submit. And that's it. So that's good for critical thinking because you want your students
Yeah.
and you want your pupils to look at those images, reflect on them, and just identify what is right or what works with them or not.
100%. And likewise then for positive feedback, like I love this one, so I'm going to submit feedback and do a thumbs up. And I'm going to say it was high quality, closely matched, great for inspiration, and hit submit. Just so you don't always have to type a comment. And I always got my class last year, so I taught primary seven last year. But I always got them to give feedback on one out of the four every time they used AI in Adobe Express. And Emma alluded to it earlier. I didn't think I would get them so obsessed with prepositions. They're like, no, the
Mhm.
graveyard's not in front of the haunted house. It's beside the haunted house. I'm like, yeah, love it, guys. Go and critique it. Go in and evaluate your work. Um, so let's say I've clicked off my image, and I want to go back in and change my prompt. I'll have a few things that I can do from here. If I've clicked off my image and I click back on it, I can see I've got a generate image button here, and it's got the little menu circles on it. So when I click that, I'm back in. So I could go in and improve my work again. Um, what I can also do when I've clicked on my image is I can set it to the background. And now it's not going to move if I click on top of it because I'm going to start putting some text in. So again, to detach it from the background, then I just click the background button and detach it. But I'm happy to set it into the background. Now for my book cover, I probably actually need a bit more space at the top and the bottom for this one. So I'm going to resize. So up in the corner, underneath my untitled work, who am I? Monkey in space. Oh, Space Monkey. That's what I'll call it. My Space Monkey book. Space Monkey. Hit enter to save that name, but it's always saving to the cloud. So your work's constantly saving. Let's resize this, and I'm going to go for maybe a flyer A4 size. I'm going to click resize, and ooh, we see some magic is happening here, where essentially Adobe Firefly again is going to be doing some generative AI to generate the rest of my book cover for me. So it's going to do the sky in the background, and it's basically predicting what pixel makes sense to come to generate next over and over and over again, and it will again give me multiple results to choose. Um, and yeah, I mean they all look pretty good to me. So choose one that you're happy with and then click keep. Now what I can do is, well, actually I'll throw it over to Emma. You can do the resize bit and then I'll move on to the next step.
Super. So again, you just get so mesmerized watching all of that. So if you need a second view of it, just watch on my screen because it looks exactly the same, minus a few just different placements. So here is my image here. I don't need this. I'm pretty happy. I changed it. I
You
changed a
need
wee
to
bit of my prompt.
share your screen there.
Always forget that step. No matter
Mm.
no matter how many times you do this, folks. So I've slightly changed it and got some different results, and also now I have a bird that's driving the car. So I really like that idea. If I'm developing a story, I don't need this menu anymore, so I'm just going to click on the X to get rid of it because I want that button that says set the background like Nicole. So I want to be able to set that to the background so that everything kind of stays within the ratio of that shape. And again, if I need to go and change that prompt, I just tap on this little slider option that says generate image. But I want to resize it like I did, like Nicole had shown you. So because again we're using iPads, the words resize image isn't there. So we have to be symbol searchers here and look for that little symbol, which looks like a little square and like an arrow and a corner pointing up. So hopefully you can kind of see it, what it looks like. So tapping on this, again, there is books. Books is somewhere down here, but yeah, you really do have to like scroll down. Like for example, there's a photo book there. So the books are here, by the way. Nicole just didn't go for flyer if it wasn't there. You just have to do a wee bit of a search and learn where they live, kind of thing. So I'm pretty happy here. If I want this as, I'll put this also as a poster or a flyer. It's the same thing. Okay, there's the flyer. Let's get off the poster, and I'm gonna hit resize. Okay, so there is how it's resized it for me. So it's kind of done a slight different bit there. I'm wondering though, is that because it's as a background?
Well, that's what I did first. I set mine to the background.
Yeah,
I've noticed sometimes
it
it does
doesn't
that.
suffer
You've got
different.
expand. Do you see your magic expand at the top?
Ah, yes. If you don't have this clicked on, for example, it doesn't work. So let me try that there. There's it there.
There we go.
So again, sometimes it doesn't work the first time around. Just go back to the start and rejig it or turn things off and on again. I'm sure you know yourselves in the background how many times that has saved your life, turning something on and off. So
Right. Swipe out
I'll
of the apps and then go back in.
go
All those
back in.
troubleshooting
Yeah,
there.
100%. So there's it there with my little options. So I've got some additional clouds on mine, which is really lovely. So I quite like the first one, you know. And again, just tap on keep, and that keeps everything staying there so you can go and do any additional edits.
Love it. Okay, I'm going to wrestle back the screen now, and we're going to keep editing the image that we have. Mine's looking fantastic here. I'm going to click on my image, and I'm going to have a little look at what are some of the options I have over on the left-hand side. One that I see is generate similar. Interesting, so I could have different variations of my book cover. I also have insert object, which I quite like the idea of doing. So I'm going to click insert object. And again, I've got my prompt box up again. So maybe I want to have a rocket. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to go for a lime green rocket just to improve my prompting. And where do I want this rocket to be? I want it to be here. And I'm just going to brush over some space of where I want this rocket to be. Just there. And then click insert. And it will go and generate a rocket that should suit the style of my artwork. So I shouldn't see like a photorealistic rocket or a black and white rocket or like a grayscale newspaper-esque rocket. I should see one that fits this graphic style. Pretty good. You know, oh, that one's actually good. That one's kind of looks like a firework. I'm gonna go with that one and keep it. If I didn't want it, I could click discard and go back in and reprompt. But I'm happy with this one. Now, let's say I'm not happy with something. Let me close the insert object panel and have a look at what my other editing options are. I have three more buttons here that we haven't looked at yet. I've got remove background, where I could basically only keep the monkey from here, but I quite like the rest of my background, so I'm not going to use that one today. I have erase, where I could make some of it see-through. So that's really cool if you wanted to like put pupils into the astronaut helmet. You could maybe like erase out the monkey's face and put in like a little pupil's face. You would just change your layers around. And then I also have remove object. So if I wanted to take out some stars or maybe take out some of those birds, I can click remove object and just brush over what I want to remove. Maybe I'll take out this bit here, and maybe I'll take out that one. I I actually really like them. I just want to show you how it works. So I'm going to just remove those. And again, it will generate some results to show what it looks like erasing it, which I would say using that type of one is really good if you need to remove somebody from a photograph. So if you've got a photograph of, I don't know, pupils doing something, but somebody doesn't have photo permission, but you really like the photo and you don't want to just put an emoji over someone's face, then you can erase them out. So there we go. That little star's out and that one over there is out, and I'm happy to keep that. Emma, would you like to have a little play now of
Play around.
inserting or removing objects?
Ooh, again, put on the spot here. What am I going to do? Lovely. So Again, anytime that you want to make any changes, just tap to talk. Very rhyme oriented, so am I. It helps me remember things. And that's essentially all you need to know. If you want to talk to the image and get it to make any changes, just tap on it and you get all the options to show up on the left. So with some of those choices, let me remove a bird and then add some wee elements instead. So tap on remove object. I'm going to zoom in nice and close here so that I can see. Say I don't like this bird. Okay, now my brush is a bit small, so let's increase the size of it. Again, you can be as, specific or as you need. So again, I've gone like a good bit of room around the wings and everything so that you can see this. And if I just tap on that to remove that, there you go. Just takes a wee second, and you can I'll keep it nice and zoomed in here so that you can see sort of like, well, if you can see the seams of where that image used to be. And you can't, it's
That's
completely
pretty
gone.
good.
So the choices that it gives you is to how well. Now, in my eye, I can see it so slightly, but I have a very trained eye for that kind of caper. But if you go through them, if you go through the different choices, you can kind of see it's slightly changing in the space where the bird used to be. So hopefully you can kind of, it's so nuanced and so minor. Maybe you can see it better on your own screen. But I'm really happy with this one, so I'm going to hit keep on there and just kind of I want now instead, say I want another hot air balloon instead in that space. So I'm just going to close this tab down. So hit close, and I'm going to go to the little bottom dog, and I'm going to tap on him. And I'm going to let me describe. I want another hot air balloon. So I want a hot air balloon. That's all I'm going to give it. Let it decide what color it has to be. Use my brush here, just increase the size because I know that I kind of want it roughly around here. I want my hot air balloon, just roughly there. And then hit insert. So you can add like the moon, the stars, you could add like loads of different things. For example, you can add another bird. I could decide to add a pigeon properly there.
Ooh,
And there's my balloon. Oh, look.
okay.
And
That
again,
looks
with
good.
all the different choices, it's actually better than the original balloon that it generated there. But I'm really happy with this one. So I'm going to click on keep and you can kind of like zoom out. I could decide, maybe I wanted this to have a road in the middle of the sky. I could go and generate a road there. Do you know what? I'll actually try that very quickly while in the
Love it.
background while you're working away.
Love it. Well, what I'm going to move on to now is putting in some text and using our fifth generative AI tool. So let's say we generated a color and in page. We used that color and in page then as a composition reference image when we were generating an image. So that was number two. Then we removed objects. Then we inserted objects. So yeah, tool number five is going to be adding in some text and putting some text effects on. So I'm going to go to the T for text down the left hand side, and I have a large blue button at the top to add in my text. And the name of my book is Space Monkey. And I can see, oh, well, I can't see it actually at all very well. So I'm going to need to do some changes. So first of all, I'm just going to swap my colors around so that this is white and I can at least see it a little bit. And I'm going to change my font. Now, I love going into the recommended fonts and finding a nice chunky one. I like a chunky font. That one's actually pretty cool for this type of book. Let's see if there's any more chunky ones like that one. And maybe I'll just make it bold, make it even bigger. Yeah, there we go. Um, the reason I want it big and chunky as I scale this text box up is because everything that's white, I want to be a text effect and I want to generate that text effect. So first what I'm going to do is, again, I'm clicked into my text box and I'm going to go over to the effects tab, and the first menu of options I have are these generate text effects ones. And I have a little pencil, meaning that I can edit and customize my own text effect. And you see the prompt here is try describing a texture. So for me, it makes total sense to have a texture that is maybe like a galaxy of stars. I could say a galaxy of rainbow stars because that's what we're working with. That works in here. And you have a couple of options where you can say, like, do you want the text to be all the generative AI effects to be tight inside the text? Or do you want it to be loose or medium? Maybe like loose would mean like some of your galaxy of rainbow stars would be coming outside the letters a little bit, so it would kind of be blended in, which is really interesting. And then you've got some style options, realistic, embellished, pencils, neon, so on. And I'm happy just to keep it as realistic, I think. And I'm just going to click generate and see what we're working with. And I'm going to zoom right in so we can really inspect this text effect. Hey, hey. All right. Looking good. I've got one letter so far. Let's give it a little bit longer to generate the rest for me. And I've got four options here. It's looking pretty good. Ooh, look at that M. That M looks really good. You know what? I'm really happy with that. What I might need to do is come out of this text effects menu, and in my edit menu, I could maybe put in like a thicker outline, and maybe I want the outline to be white, or maybe I want to pick a color from my canvas, maybe like this kind of light blue from the astronaut helmet. No, that one wasn't as accessible actually. Maybe I need to go a little bit darker. Yeah, you could play around with that. So I'll keep tinkering with which colors I want in the background, and then yeah, maybe yellow. And then Emma, it's your turn to do some text effects for, well, have you got a book title
I do have a
for
book
this?
title. I'm working in the background, working with ChatGPT to get my book title. So I want it to be really cool. Just letting you
You
know,
want
I've
to
got a great
highlight?
tagline. I've got a great tagline. So what I'm going to do, let me just share my screen so you can see. So I'm at this stage still. I put in my road. So I'm playing around in the background. And again, you can add as much, this could be, you can always go back into the project each and every time that you're writing this story. If you're using this as a story generator, so to speak, it's like, oh, and then what happened? Okay, well, should we add that to the book cover and go add like this little like sneak peek of the story into your image. So I'm pretty happy. Let's keep on this. Let's close this because I'm finished and I'm going to go add my text. So let's go to T for text on the left hand side and let's go to add my text. So it's the same process as Nicole's. It comes out as a straight black kind of image. Unfortunately, yeah, my title is Wings on Wheels.
Very good.
I want to say I made that up myself, but you all know I didn't. But over here, then let's just get rid of my little keyboard. Over here on the left, you've got a list of recommended there as well. So you can always use a recommended if you want like a quick choice, for example, and especially for little learners that you're working with, sometimes less is more. But I'm pretty happy. Let's just go and look at those chunky bits of text that we like. And again, I think it's something like 16,000 font styles based on, the different kind of weights and everything that you can get in the background there. But I'll let you explore that. I'm going to just drag this over here up at the top. You can give it a color if you'd like. I'm just going to go straight into effects. I'm going to go over here. And what I really like about this, so I'm going to kind of take this a slightly different direction. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get like a certain kind of style. So you can always use like artists' names here. So this is one of the few times that you can actually use people's names in Adobe's AI to kind of replicate. So I'm going to test this out. I've never tried it on this scale. So let me
No time,
try.
like a live demo.
Yeah, I'm going to try Vincent van Gogh
Ooh.
style of birds and rainbows.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty happy for it to be, let's go with, let's keep it with realistic. I'm just going to click on generate here. I've used this before. I
You want
have
to go
used
with
this.
feathers because when it creates the writing in the shape of feathers, it's very cool.
Well, that could be
Yeah.
my iteration. That's my critical thinking going on. You could have had a lovely connection there. So
Uh-huh.
let's see, did it do things for me? Kind of yes and kind of no in terms of the Vincent van Gogh style. I'll tell you this, that William Morris pattern does work because I've done it loads before. So again, probably just need to play around a wee bit more with some of the styles there, but that's still a wee bit funky. It's still pretty
Yeah,
good.
I like that.
Um,
It's a nice little texture.
I like it too. So again, you've got all your four different choices. You can play around, rainbow upon rainbow might be too much. So you might change that, for example. But for now, for this demonstration, I'm really happy about it. So let's just go back. And again, this time around, what I do find with these text, depending on the text font that you've chosen and the style and the texture, it can be a bit hard to read. So that's why Nicole put a background on hers. Other things that you can do here instead, for example, is if you go to effects, you also have access to sort of these little shadows, for example, to kind of really make that text pop and separate from the image. And you've also got shape down below. So the more you scroll, the more you find out. So there's some um, background colors. And if I want to change that yellow, I'm just going to tap on the slider and I can go in and change the color of that shape. So maybe I want it like this color or this little purple, or I can kind of scroll down here and get more colors, for example. Or what you can also do, always remember, you've got this little pipette, little kind of color dropper tool. So if I wanted, say, like the darkest red or the darkest rainbow color here, so if I tap on that, and then tap, it doesn't always show it very well here, so I just tap on the color down below. You can kind of see the shape will fill. Try.
Loving it. Do you want to add in your author name for yours? Just it doesn't need to have text effects, but just I'm thinking that that beautiful road that you've got is looking like
looking a
the
bit empty,
perfect.
is it?
It's looking like the perfect space to have an author name. And again, this is the great thing about these type of like book covers and things. Like if you look at like Roald Dahl books over the years, you start to notice the difference in size and prominence of the author name Roald Dahl. At the start, the very early iterations of the book, like the BFG is the huge letters, but then the more modern covers of the book, Roald Dahl is the biggest part on the book because that is what is going to sell the book. So great opportunity to start talking about why you would have certain weights and sizes for text. So like for mine, that looks class, Emma. I'm going to wrestle it back. For mine, I kept mine very small, just like tucked it in at the bottom here. Because I'm not as important as Space Monkey, right? Space Monkey is far more important. And what I could do here is I could download that, I could print that off because that's already a pretty awesome piece of work. I could collaborate with friends, just going up to the top and inviting somebody with their username. I could create a view only link for my work and that I would maybe share with other people, or I could send it to my digital learning environment as well. But I'm not quite finished. I want to sprinkle a few other generative AI tools into this because we've covered 5 so far, but I want to show you another one. And this one is in the media tab over on videos, and it's animate characters. So you've probably seen the large blue tile on the Adobe Express homepage playground for animate characters, but that is also a generative AI tool. So sometimes we talk about like hidden AI in Adobe Express, like remove background, like getting something, putting something in and removing the background would be hidden AI. But so is animate characters. So I'm going to click in here, and again, you got over 100 characters to choose from. You have categories. If I just go up to all, you'll see that we have some like perfect ones for the curriculum. We've got like Magnuson there. You're a big fan of Magnuson, Emma.
Great uncle. That's great Uncle Magnuson to you.
Great Uncle Magnuson. I've got some of these types of characters that could look like little aliens maybe that are in my book. I've definitely got some animals, so I could, drop down by the filter and maybe choose one of these little characters, this little Cornelius monkey, perhaps. Let's take Cornelius. I'm just going to scale him because I want his full body here. And I don't need a background. I'm happy with transparent because I already have a beautiful background that we generated. And for the size, I'm quite happy with it to stay square. So you've got a few buttons there. Now, for any of you that know what a noisy classroom sounds like, and only if you know what a noisy classroom sounds like, you're going to love this button. This button, Enhanced Speech, is essentially going to eliminate background noise. So you don't need pupils going, Miss, Sir, can I go into the storeroom? Can I go down the corridor? Can I go under my desk and put my coat over my head? You don't need a personal recording booth because this will take away the background noise and focus on the voice that is closest to the microphone. And you only have up to 2 minutes to record. So let's record something very short about Space Monkey. Let's go. Hi, my name is Cornelius and I am the Space Monkey. I hope you enjoy this book about the adventures I get up to. That'll do, off the top of my head. Hit done. And no, I thought that was going to be the gross one that I don't like there. So what we've got is, oh, it is the gross one. You always get a little animation, and this one turns me. There's loads of other ones, and I don't often get this one, but it's always when I'm doing a live demo that this one pops up. And this is the return of patience, because for the AI to get to work here, it kind of has to go halfway around the world and back, and whilst it's lip syncing my voice to the animations and the movements of the character and also the mouth movements. And I love this for like a little guided reading activity of my pupils where I would get them to like the more expression that they put in their voice, the more animation that would happen. So I'll throw it over to you, Emma, whilst mine's still generating here so that you can start yours.
Perfect. So let me see. So just in the last few minutes here, just to show you. So first of all, a couple of things just that I didn't get to demonstrate, just how to change the name on your project. So up at the top, just tap where it says untitled. It'll open up like the wee box there and you can go and delete the name and change it there. But to show you how to get access then to your character, your animated from character, go to media and let's tap on videos. I don't have mine, so I don't think you could ever go from animate your character on the iPad. So the workaround for that, for example, would be that you would have to kind of come off it here, and then you go animate your voice on this side, and then you can kind of merge them that way. So I'll show you what I mean by this, by just do a quick wee demonstration. Let me see. Let's go to the classroom. I like the notebook paper, and I would like this just to be. I'll just go for a plain background, for example. Let's go to this one. So that what I'll be able to do is be able to remove the background on that. And if I tap on enhance speech, and then you can record it this way, you just give it permissions. Hi, welcome to my book all about wings on wheels. Just very, very quickly. And again, there it is haunting you, Nicole, every time you do this. There's the animation again.
The ones with the boogers and the ones with the tongue just aren't for me.
It's the two. So again, the workaround for this is there's a couple of things. So you can either download this as a video and upload it again into your project, or if I am correct, it should allow, now that I've created this as something, that should be a project that's saved. And when I go back into my little car project with the thing, it should allow me to then add that as a page. Am I right, Nicole?
Yep, it should do.
It should do. All being well. So again, I could download it from here if I really wanted to, allowed it to export the file, save to camera roll. You can go directly open it in editor if you'd like, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to test the what I've just showed, I explained to you there. So in other words, let me go to my stuff. I don't think it did save. I think you have to go into the editor then to make sure that it saves on your iPad.
You downloaded it anyway, so
that's exactly why I did that. So typically what happens, so to explain what we're talking about, you would have had to have gone into open to editor, because sometimes that when you do that, you can actually access some of your previous roles and so your previous projects here. For example, it's been a while, it must have been a couple of days since we've done one of those.
Yeah, well, you've got
we can upload it anyway, so we can upload it from the device, from your library. A bit of a workaround though is to upload and click on add. And now that it's uploaded, what I can do here is when it's rendered into my video, I can remove the background and then it looks like it's actually part of the entire project, like so. So it might take a wee second for that to happen. So super. Nicole's going to take you through on how you can actually access and gain an ACE accreditation for all this lovely work that you've done today and this evening.
So what you're going to do is you're going to create a view-only link of the work that you have created today. So to do that, we go up to the top right-hand corner and click Share, and then click View-only link and create that link. Let that generate. Whilst that's creating, I want you to go to a browser and I want you to type in oh, thank you, Emma, for putting in the link as a clickable one. I want you to go to ACE1 UK, adobe.ly/ACE1 UK, and you'll reach this page. Now, I have ran out of email addresses to do this click by click,
I haven't.
I'm going to go back over to my presentation, and I'm going to, or are you going to demonstrate there, Emma?
I can if you want, yeah.
Yeah, just thinking the video wasn't in here, was it? Let me click through.
I think I did put it in.
Oh, did you? Okay, great. Yeah, here we go. So what we've got is this little dashboard, and you're going to click enroll now, big blue button to enroll now. Then you're going to sign in. Now you should use the same account that you use for your school emails. So it'll be the same account that you've used to log into Adobe Express, for example. And you're just going to sign in there, because that's where your Credly badge is going to be emailed, and it will be linked to that account. Once you get in, you're going to click continue learning, and you're basically looking out for all the blue buttons. So click the blue next button, and then you're going to scroll down on the assignment page. And on the assignment page, you're going to give a little title, ACE Level 1. And then in the description, just tell us a little bit about what you did today. And I'm going to actually come out of the presentation so that I can pause it at this stage. Let me just pause here. And there we are. I think I got to this stage. Yep. ACE Level 1. And you're going to type in a little sentence of what you did. And then we're going to paste in our view only link onto this next line. So to find our view only link, we'll go back over to my project here, and it's hopefully finished creating, which it has. Click copy link. That will copy it to your clipboard, and then you're just going to paste that into the line over here. And then you just keep clicking the blue buttons, the continue and next. You don't need to attach anything else, just that one view only link, and your screen will rain down with confetti. So this is just a little demonstration of how to get the view only link again. Click share, view only link, create the link, and then you're done. Whilst the rest of this video plays, I want to let you know about some of the other support that's available to you for free from the Adobe Express for Education team. You have live lessons happening every week, including one tomorrow for Scottish AI Week. We've got ones for the Titanic. We actually have a really cool Express School Challenge lined up for Titanic coming up soon. We've got Mother's Day live lessons. We've got April Fool's live lessons. Loads going on. Emma and I have a lot of other ACE training going on. So if you want to come along to a training, we run them usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time. And we can show you how to create videos, how to create portfolios, presentations, design more graphics. And then we can even show you a little bit more of drawing and organizing projects and work like that in Express. So glad that you had lots of fun in today's session. Hopefully you've all got an extra badge. And as I say, whenever you click through, you just get this screen with confetti. We have a Facebook group that we would love to see you in. If you're an early years teacher, you definitely want to be in there, because our ACE innovators are fantastic at sharing some of the work they do, especially Kenny. Big shout out to Kenny. He loves sharing what his year twos get up to with Adobe Express, and it always amazes and impresses me. So you can find that at adobe.ly/AceUKFB. Has to be capitals in that bit. Our live lessons, as we said. Emma, do you want to explain Express School Challenge before we wrap up?
I can do. And also just want to point out that I have just sent you a next steps email that has all of the links here. Just to also bear in mind, we're having some technicalities on that front. So bear with us if you're not receiving emails or links are broken. We're kind of picking up the pieces on that. But just to explain Express School Challenge. So if you work with 100 or pupils or all 4-year groups, I think in Northern Ireland, it's year 4 to year 7. I think it might be the same for you guys. So it's basically 4-year groups. If you work with all of those, then there's 3 different levels. So you've got Express School Challenge 1 will send you some swag. Express School Challenge 2 equals more swag. And Express School Challenge 3, if you submit, you do this 3 times, we send you out a pizza party. And I've just been given the reins of sending those pizza parties out. So I'm so delighted to be able to kind of be that little Santa of giver of gifts. So please give me work to do, give me pizza parties to organize. Just send, there's a wee bit of evidence to send, just, send us a photograph of you doing the workshop or a couple of different results from the pupils, and we'll be able to get everything sorted towards you.
Absolutely. So that's what you've got available. You've got the Facebook group to ask us for any help and questions and pick up some inspiration from all of our community in there. You've got the live lessons and the Express Skill Challenge. And then you've also got loads of ACE trainings happening all of the time. So you can sign up for more ACE courses on adobe.ly/ACE UK. Just take out the number 1 that's on that link. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We really, really enjoyed that session. Would love to do more like that with you. So send the feedback to whoever you need to, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.